Chase Blue Futon, and we out of the box, out of the wall, and this is Confessions of Murder. I have not seen this movie. It is a Korean one. A lot of good reviews on the back. So let's go watch Confession of Murder. Now see what it's about. So I put this movie in. About 10-15 minutes into this movie, I was like, have I seen this movie before? Because it's like the story is so familiar. I know I've seen something like this. Little do I know, I did see this movie before called Memoirs of a Murder. And that is the Japanese version of this one. Because I watched it on a plane. Because a lot of United flights when I was in Europe coming to the States, a lot more Asian and European movies. And I love me some good Japanese serial killer movies. But little did I know, I already own the original Korean one. Little did I know. Anyway, so what's this movie about? A cop, 15 years ago, almost caught this serial killer who killed 10, 11 women. 15 years happen. After the statute of limitations, the murderer comes out and writes a book, remorsing, saying, this is how I did it. This is how I killed these people. And I just wanted to say I'm sorry for doing it. And apparently in Korea, this guy's a hottie. So, a lot of girls he has a fan club now. And there's a lot of the family versus the cops versus him about, is he telling the truth or is he not? And who's this Jay character that comes in at the last third half of the movie? Third half, what does that even mean? Anyway, so what I like about this movie, it is a great story. This is a very unique, fun, and different story. And a lot of actors in this movie, I'll say one thing, I've seen them in TV shows. There's that Life, or is it Live, Korean crop show. One of the main actors in here is also in that. And there's a lot of other stories. Like I feel like a lot of the Korean actors get pushed around a lot with TV and film. Anyway, this is a very smart, unique movie about redemption, about the statute of limitation, and just the nice twists and turns in this movie. I'll say one thing, I did remember watching the Japanese one, and when that twist happened, I was like, which is kind of a bummer because since I already watched the remake of it, I already knew the twists and turns happening in this one. But kind of like hide and seek, the Korean one versus the Chinese one, there are enough differences to show the difference between the Korean one and the Japanese one. And if I remember correctly, I think I prefer the Japanese one a little better. But without knowing that, I actually went on eBay, bought Memoirs of a Murder, A Bittersweet Dream, I think, and the Q8 from Korea. That's not going to show up for 6 months because the guy that sells it from Korea, he's like, yo, coronavirus, it's going to take like 6 months to get there in the States. And I was like, do it. Because it's a really good price for these 3 movies. Region A, subtitles. I couldn't go wrong with that. But anyway, this one, the acting's great. The story is top notch. The stunts in this one are very different compared to the Japanese one. I know with this one to the Japanese one, the ending is very different. And the snake storyline, I do not remember the snake storyline being the Japanese one. And there's a really, really good ambulance car chase scene in this one, in the middle half, that I'll kind of watch the special features. And like, that's really cool how they filmed it. But like I said, story's great. The directing's great. I do love how, like I said, the directing and the camera work at the very first chase sequence is really cool. People are like, oh, it's a shaky cam. But the stuntmen actually have the cameras on them following the actors doing these stunts. And it's really cool because it feels like you're actually chasing the bad guy and you're actually chasing the bad guy with the cop. And I like that style of chase sequences in movies. But overall, there are a little bit of humor elements in this that don't work. The Japanese one is very, very more of a serious movie. This one, they had a little bit of comic relief in it. And there's a couple weird CGI moments with arrows and snakes that kind of took me out of the movie. And the final scene in this one, there are some CGI elements that just don't work. But like I said, it's still a great movie. Great twists and turns. I enjoyed this movie a lot. But like I said, I got to rewatch the Japanese version. I think this is one where the Japanese version is a little bit better. But like I said, I haven't seen the Japanese version in like 2 years. Memoirs of a Murderer. And Go Well USA hasn't brought that over, so I just had to buy the Korean version. Luckily, it's region A, like I said, with subtitles, so I'm happy. But Confessions of a Murderer, I'm pretty sure this is super cheap on Amazon, eBay, or Best Buy, like for $5, $7. I highly recommend buying it because this is a very, very smart, unique, and different movie. And watch this movie if you can. So, Confessions of a Murderer, or of Murder. Confession of Murder. Confessions of Murder. Yes, will receive a 4 out of 5 with Futon, which equals at 80%. So, see the critics' news scores gave this one. We have no critic consensus because there's absolutely no critics in this one, and the audience score a 65% with 183 with no. Oh, there are critics. There's 4 of them, and all 4 of them are fresh. So technically, it's at 100% right now. So 100%, 80, 65. I'm curious because I have no idea when I'm gonna review Memoirs of a Murder, and I'm curious. Okay, so yeah, it was a 4-year difference actually. This one. Wait a minute. There's 2 of them. So there's actually 2 Memoir of a Murderer. There's a Korean one and a Japanese one. I might have bought the wrong one. No freaking way. Anyway. Alright, so the Japanese one, though, there's still no critics as well. 1 positive and 1 negative. Wow, so maybe I bought the wrong one. Anyway, food's ready, so that tells me I gotta get off the phone. Check out the Blue Futon, like, comment, subscribe. One thing is Bhutontopia. You're Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Anyway, the 100, 80, or 65. Let me know what you think. And apparently, I just realized I bought the wrong one. Hey!